Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's class on cybersecurity. This class is provided by the Santa Clara City Library, and it's going to be about 30 to 35 minutes long. And if you have any questions, please use the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen to type them out. And if we run out of time for any additional questions, you could always stop by the Technology Center during the library's open hours. There will always be someone there to provide one-on-one help. And then this class will also be recorded and posted onto our YouTube channel. So we're just going to cover some cybersecurity basics, kind of the most common ways people are scammed online through email, text messages, and on the internet. So just getting right into it, we have my email account on here, and I have left unread the emails that are scams. So everything that has a blue little dot to the left of it, those are scam emails, except for this one. That's just some coupons or sales. And as I scroll down, I think you'll see a few more. So I just want you guys to notice and compare them to the ones that are open. So compare the ones that have the blue little dot to the ones that do not. And what you will see is that the ones that have the blue dot to the left, the typing, the spelling, there's icons, is different, much different than the ones that are opened. So here the spacing is weird on the title. Here they have quotation marks and these brackets on either side. This one right here doesn't even make sense. And then going down to this one, there's an underscore, and then there's a TM and that circle with an R in it. This one here shows up as it looks like it's the whole email that they're having as a title there. And the ones that you see here, and as you can see, the spacing is regular. There's nothing spelled incorrectly. There's nothing that doesn't make any sense. And then something else that you might notice is for the scam ones, it's very faint, but under the date, there is a little paperclip icon right there. And that means there's an attachment with this email. So either a file or something like that that's within this email. And then once again, comparing it to the ones that are opened, these don't have that paperclip under the date, meaning that there's no attachment with this email. And then something else to notice is that these are trying to say, trying to imply that there's something that I need to do. So if I click on this, it says, if I move this down here, it says your photos and videos will be deleted. Take action. Your storage is full. Get the 50 GB just for $2 a year and take advantage of this offer. So, and you also see that it's flagged. So this is a scam. And I could tell mainly right from the beginning without even opening it because of how weird this looks. So I've gotten emails from Apple before and they don't look like that. And as you can see, so this one here, it looks more realistic to what a real Apple ID email may look like. But if I click on it, so this one says it's been disabled and temporarily on hold, and then a reference number here. And so this might look a little more real, might give me, make me pause and think, is there something wrong with my Apple ID? But the one thing that I would think beforehand is, well, one, I've never gotten any emails. I've had an Apple device for many years, and I've never gotten any email that said my ID has been disabled or put on hold. It says my subscriptions, I don't have any subscriptions. So these are all little flags that kind of let me know, that this may not be a real email from Apple. So whenever you get an email, that's saying something has been canceled or something has been ordered from a website, that you never use, or even if it is something that you use, but it doesn't make sense to you, then that might be your first clue. Even though this looks a little more official than maybe other emails, that might be your first clue that it's a fake email. So in this case, what I would do is I would just get out of this without clicking anything. I would open up the internet and I would put email from Apple, and then says my Apple ID is on hold. And I'm just going to search that. And so one of the first things that I get here is that it's a phishing email. And that basically means it's a scam email. And then here it follows to say iTunes Apple. It doesn't send out emails to get accounts, locked or disabled. And this is coming, what it looks like is directly from their the Apple website. And then if I go down here, I see similar things people have said. I got an email saying my Apple ID is on lock. And then is it a scam? And so, this is something that you can do once again if you're not sure, because the email I opened, if we go back to it, it does look a little more similar to the official emails I get from Apple. So if you're unsure, you don't have to click anything on here. You don't have to open anything. Click here. Don't do any of that. You could just simply go here and look it up. You could also go directly to the Apple website and find their contact information or the help information, and you can speak to them there directly without having to deal with this email on here. And then I also want to know, so remember this one has that paperclip icon up here by the date. And remember that means that there's an attachment in this email. So I think most likely that attachment is probably a screenshot or a file that creates this look. And therefore it's not real because they're most likely just so going back. And you see that was me accidentally clicking on the file and it opened up as a PDF, I think. So that's proof. And then, so here, this one has a confirmation, probably for some supposed order I made. UPS, your package delivery notification. I haven't ordered anything from UPS. I'm not waiting for anything from UPS. So even if it didn't have these weird letters up here on the title, I would know that it's fake because once again, I haven't done anything related to UPS. Then going down here, if we just pretend that they spelled Amazon correctly and that there's no weird characters here, it says your subscription has expired. And once again, I don't have an Amazon subscription. So that's, a easy way for me to know, besides the incorrect spelling here, that it's a fake email. And then going down, action required. So you'll notice that these ones have the same bold text up here. Regular emails don't look like that. And then if we look up here, the email is followed by this other email that with a bunch of characters, which is not usual for Apple or for Microsoft or from any well-known organization. And then I could click on here to know a little bit more about it. And it just highlights the two emails. It looks like there's two or more where this comes from. And once again, Microsoft says it's been action required. My password has been reset. When I reset my passwords, yes, I do get confirmation emails, but they do not look like this. And then I've been using my emails today and I haven't been with the same email that I've used, and I have had no problem using it. So that's confirmation for me to know that it has not been reset. But let's say I haven't used my email in a day or since yesterday. So once again, I could just always get out of that email without clicking anything, go to the internet, go type in the domain where I use my email and try logging in. And if I can log in with the same password, then that's confirmation that I know that it's fake and that I don't have to worry about that email. And then if for whatever reason I am having issues logging into my account, I could just figure that out through their page right here. I don't have to click anything on that email. So going back. So once you kind of get an idea of what they look like, they make it pretty easy. As you can see, a lot of these, I think if not all of them, maybe besides one, they look really weird. They look different than the ones I have here. So you can click edit to select multiple ones at the same time. And I'm going to select all the ones that I know are scams. And once I've done that, I'm going to mark them or move them, I think, to junk email. And so that's my folder where all my junk goes automatically. And so once I've done that, that's me letting the artificial intelligence with the email here, that's letting them know that, hey, anything that looks similar to what I've just sent over, all of that is scam and I don't want it in my inbox. So I'm just going to do that every time I get it. And if you start doing this, you'll notice that over time, you'll get less and less of these really bad emails into your inbox. And then if you look down here to my junk email, you'll see just exactly how many. So 870 full of all these junk emails, these scams. And so once you send them over, they'll learn what it looks like and they will automatically send it over to your junk folder. And that way you'll only have the more real emails or legit emails on your in your inbox. And then this one as well was one that I missed. And I'll just make sure to mark it. And once again, I'm going to, once that disappears, move it to my junk email. So once again, for when it comes to emails, besides spelling, any weird characters, just make sure you notice, have I used this account before? Do I have a subscription here? Did I order anything? And if not, then that's one big clue that it's fake. Remember that you could always use Google to search up, if you get a weird email, you're not sure, or you could contact the organization directly. Just go straight to their website, look for their contact links or phone number and email. And then there was one that I didn't see up here, but sometimes you may get an email that claims that you have been charged, right? Maybe you've been charged some amount or a subscription has been successful or something. So you would just, before doing anything, if you don't remember doing any ordering or any transaction, just go straight to your bank account and check your transactions before you do anything. And then if there is something weird, go directly to their site. The point is to just not touch anything, any link or anything that you see on the email. And so real quick, I'm just going to show you another one. Another common ways people, another common way people are getting scammed is through text messages. So this is actually one that I received yesterday. And you see it's from a number that I don't have saved on there. It says USPS Post. Hello, this is your package. Address unknown during transit. After receiving this message, click on the link to update online. So once again, I haven't ordered anything from USPS. So I'm not waiting for anything. And even if I was, I don't sign up for text messages to get updated on where my package is. And then, of course, if when I do order something, they should have my address on there. So this would be a really strange, just a lot of things that are strange about this. I haven't ordered anything. If I did, they would have known would have had my address. And so even if I did order something, because this is just weird, I never signed up for the text, I would just get out of that and I would go up and I would go to USPS and track my order. And if I did have If I did send something, then I would have my confirmation code or tracking number, and I could just use it directly here to verify that they have my information, that they have my address, and that everything is going as it should. And I could do this without clicking on that link that was on here. And then because I know that this is a fake text message and that they're trying to scam or hack me, thankfully now we have this feature that should be available on both iPhone and on Android to report it as junk. So I could click on here and to block this number, but what I've seen is blocking doesn't really work, or it may not work, just because these scammers, I don't know how they send this out, and I'm sure they send it out to a bunch of people, and they could get numbers. They could just easily get a different number and send it to me again. So instead of doing that, I'm just gonna kind of treat this like an email and report junk. And I would hope that the more I do this, the more that they would know that, to not even send these text messages to me. And it would be the artificial intelligence of the phone doing that. So that's that. And then moving on to the internet, I have one up here. So it's something that I see happen a lot when I help people at the tech center is, they want to go to a specific website of an organization or a company. And so they'll type it in onto Google and do the search. And then a lot of people just immediately click on the first link that's up here. And right now, just for this situation, it just so happens that the website that I'm looking for, it does match the first one on here. So that's good for me. But it's not always like that. And as you can see up here, this first link is sponsored. And so are the second link and the third link provided. And it may say sponsored, it may say promotion, it may say ad. So these ones you shouldn't really pay too much attention to, unless of course it is the one you want. But in reality, the ones where they start giving you the real results that best match your search is going to be after the sponsored, the promotions, ads. So right here, that's why you see this link, you're seeing it twice as a sponsored ad, and then down here, because this is the one that best matches my results after all these ads and promotions. So what you would want to do is really, you could just pay attention to the title here. This is going to be the title of the website and or the company that you're looking for. The URL, which is the whole link right here, starting from H, ending with com. And let me make that a little bit bigger. So right below the title, this is the URL. So if you also look at all of that, that will also give you some more information that will help you know and determine if it's the correct site that you're looking for. See if you compare here. So this is straight just Supergoop. And if you go down here, it's ulta.com. So that's the main website. And up here it says ulta.com. So that's the main website. And this is kind of like a sub tag, I would say, is Supergoop. So I may be able to get something that's Supergoop from here, but that's not the Supergoop website. And I can confirm this one is because it's just www.supergoop.com. And then I could also read this. It tells me a little bit of what's on the website, what's they provided. This first one will be the main page of the website. And then these are links, which are pages within this website. And then it gives me some information about what's on here. So once again, this time we just got lucky, but just because it's the top up there does not mean it's the best result. You always want to look under what's sponsored. That's when you start getting the good results, the ones that really match the best to your search. And then I couldn't find a good one to show you guys, but if you click on something and the website has a bunch of ads, it has a bunch of download links, that's probably a site that's not the best safety-wise, just because anything you click on there, they just have so many like attention-grabbing icons that they want you to look at and to click on. That might send you to unsafe links, or it might lead to hacking or something like that. So just be aware. That's also why maybe clicking on one of these may not be the best option, just because you might get a bunch of download or pop-ups. Once again, that means may not be the safest website. And then speaking of that, so you may see two things if you click on an unsafe website. One, you might see this. So maybe you already know where you want to go and you already know the website, so you type it in. And then all of a sudden you get this. And if you read, it says this connection is not private. This website may be impersonating tripadvisor.org. To steal your personal information or your financial information, you should go back to the previous page. So usually, and let me refresh this because it doesn't always give you that information. Okay, so here, this is all you see. And I'm going to click on show details. And here it says Safari warns you when a website has a certificate that is not valid. This may happen if the website is misconfigured or an attacker has compromised your connection. And then you could view more information by clicking on this. Or if you understand the risks involved, you can visit the website. So this is a big flag, and you should really listen to this. If you see this, it's letting you know right away that the website you're going to is not safe, and that your information, if you put anything in, if you fill out or buy anything from there, it can be stolen. So if you ever get this page, I would recommend exiting out of it right away, and trying a different link or looking for something else. And if you think like, oh, but this is, something that I've used before, maybe just double check your URL and what you've typed in. So for example, maybe it's I'm just going to Google it and see what the top, oh, look, and it already automatically filled it out to .com, and I was able to get in here with no problems. And so the difference before is that I was on tripadvisor.org. And that's when I got this one. So if you're getting this, when it may be you have the wrong address, you typed it in incorrectly, or it may really be a bad site. But either way, once you get that, it's telling you on your own. If you understand the risks, then go ahead. So it's up to you. But the recommendation is obviously to get out of that and to find something else. And then something else that I have encountered is these pop-ups, these fake pop-ups, especially for me, because I have an iPhone. And so these are what the notifications with some pop-ups look like on that phone. And I've clicked on a link before, and it won't even take me directly to the website. It just automatically turns dim. And then I get this supposed notification that my iPhone has been compromised or something similar. It may look like that. And it's the same thing, right here, that's been infected by 6 viruses and that I need to do something. So these notifications, while they look really, really similar to what the iPhone or the Apple devices look like, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I've never seen any notification ever that says my Apple iPhone has been infected by viruses. I don't even know if the phone can get viruses, but I've never had any issues with that. And then I noticed whenever this happens, I immediately close that page, and then the notification also disappears. So that is confirmation for me that that notification was fake, and it was only they created that website to make it look like that, to scare me. And a lot of these, say you have to do something, action required, and it's red. Once again, I've never seen that red text on any notification from the Apple for any Apple device. So that's another way I know that it's fake. Once again, if you get this, don't click anything, just immediately get out of that site, close down the window. You should be fine. Don't get scared. You can double check it anytime I've gotten that, I close it out and my phone has worked just fine. So that's two ways. Then there's one other way people are getting scammed, and this one might be a little harder to tell, but so there are a lot of fake websites that look real. This one looks pretty good to me. It looks real enough. It's just a shopping site for clothes. It has a bunch of, it has reviews here. Coincidentally, though, if you see, all of these reviews are 5 stars. So it's very, very rare for me to encounter any reviews without, the occasional 3 stars or the 2 or 1, or with a good variety um, in the ratings. And here, supposedly, so a perfect 5-star review from 358 ratings. So that's a flag there. Like I said, that's pretty rare. Another way I know that to be wary or cautious of this site is that I've seen this exact dress on this exact model and all of these pictures here. I've seen all of these pictures here on a different website, and I know that one, the other website, is the real one because the price is a lot higher. The reviews have a good variety of mix. It doesn't have a perfect 500 score, 5-star score, and I follow that organization or that company on social media, so I know what their stuff looks like. And here it looks to me like they just saved all the pictures, they put it up, and they put it at a lower price. So both of these things or what's making me suspicious of this site. I haven't really heard of it. So that's another thing that I'm suspicious of. If I haven't really heard of it, I don't know if it's good or not. And so when it comes to stuff like this, but let's say, maybe it's just, they're just selling a cheaper version of the dress. Maybe it's a knockoff, and I might want to take a chance on it because I can't afford the real thing. So what I'm going to do before buying anything from here and before adding my information is I'm going to open up Google and I am going to type in the name of this store. And I'm just going to put, is it safe or is it legit? And the first answer I get is directly from their website. So of course, if they're a scam, I don't think they're going to come out and say, yeah, we're a scam. So I'm not going to trust what this one says. I'm going to go down here and I'm going to look at what multiple of these sites have to say. And usually they have, there are sites that review websites to determine if they're a scam or not. And that's where we get these results from. And so I'm just going to read the first one right here. It's a scam detector website. And it says their algorithm has found it, the website that I typed in, to have a medium score of 65. And then I don't know what that means, but thankfully they tell me. It says this means that the business is legitimate. And then of course, though, I don't want to trust just one website because they also may be lying. So I'm going to go down and read a few more of these. And then here's another one based on an online search and reviews. Their overall score is 3.7 out of 5. It doesn't give much, but I'm just going to keep on going down and see what they have to say. We advocate against bias. Going down. So down here it says it does not guarantee that the website is legit. So then this one says good trust score is 86%. So to me, this kind of seems like mixed reviews. Some give it a better score. Some say, we can't guarantee that it's good. And then based on my personal knowledge, like I said, that I know that they're just completely copying and pasting the pictures. And the fact that their website has a supposed perfect 5-star review out of hundreds of reviews, hundreds of ratings. Ultimately, it's up to me, and I'm going to decide that I don't really trust this website based on what I've seen. But my point here is that, luckily I was able to tell because I follow the place that puts up these pictures and sells this clothes. But I would say still be wary of smaller shops, especially online shops. I mean, I'll admit that I have fallen for a fake one before. I think I had a really hard to get item and I couldn't find it anywhere. And I found this website that had it. And so I ordered it, and I think a month or two passed and I never received it. I think I sent them follow-up emails saying, hey, I ordered something and I didn't get anything and I didn't get any response. So what I did there, thankfully, I was able to reach out to my bank and let them know that I was basically scammed, and they asked for receipts of my transaction and of my attempts to reach out to them, and I was able to get refunded. But so now I know that was a learning experience for me. All I could have done is I could have just Googled, I don't even remember what the name of it is. But I could just say is, if they got it right there. If I've never used anything before, I could just say, is it safe? And then you always want to look for answers that are not from them. So here's one. It says, generally speaking, it's safe and secure. And it's not from their website, which is what I want. And I'm going to go down and I'm going to look at what other websites have to say. So here we go. It's generally safe. It's easy to use. Its users are still vulnerable to hacks and cyber theft. And so I could click on these to learn more about it. And then down here it says it's safe because it measures place to protect your funds and privacies. So my point is, you could look it up, do your search first before you're going to enter in any information, especially like a bank account or a credit card or anything like that. But that is all I have, actually. And I forgot to tell you guys, for the emails, most of the ones that I had, they're all mixed up now, but most of the ones that I had, they said either something was hacked or I guess locked, something was disabled, something was going to be deleted. They said there was a confirmation for something, and that all of them said that there was action that had to be taken to fix those supposed transactions or to stop something from being deleted. So a lot of them try to create a sense of urgency to get you to click on the link or to fix the supposed error that happened. So that's another flag to notice. If it sounds urgent, if it sounds like something scary, it sounds like they charged you, something's going to get deleted or your subscription has ended. If it doesn't make sense, if you've never used that website, if you haven't ordered anything, then those are all flags of, this is fake. Once again, you could always get out of the email and figure it out without having to click on them. You could go directly to your bank to see if there's been any transactions. You could go directly to the organization that they claim to be. If they say your Amazon subscription is going to get canceled and you do have one, go directly to Amazon. Or you could look it up saying, I got this email. Email says Amazon is canceled. And so then, they'll tell you right there, usually spam emails, and they'll let you know what to do. So just really take your time to look at it, see if it makes sense, check it out on your own, Google it, go directly to their website and check your stuff before doing anything. And if something is wrong, you could contact them directly with their information. You should all have an About Us or Contact Us or help page where you could find what to do. But that's all we have, just in time. And Paul, are you going to read the questions out loud to me?
Yes, I am. Hey, everybody. I'm Paul. I'm here assisting Cassandra with the class tonight. If you have any questions you want to ask us, please go ahead, type them down in the Q&A button that's down at the bottom of your screen, and we'll get through as many as we can before the class is over. And really quick, while those questions are coming in, Cassandra, I'm just going to send you a link in the chat if you want to click on it. And she can click on it because I'm a trusted source. She doesn't have to worry. I just wanted to show you an example of something she was talking about earlier, which is a website that has a lot of ads that present themselves as kind of download links or things that, that you think you're supposed to be clicking on. They look really shiny. They look, if you're on this website because you want to download a program or whatever it is, this is something to definitely be cautious of. You can see along the top, there's a big banner that says download. And then below it in smaller text, I don't know, Cassandra, could you want to zoom in on that top one? You see it says remove ads right underneath where it says download. And that's a clue right away that what you're looking at is probably an ad because it's giving you the option to get rid of it. So um, similar to a lot of the other stuff Cassandra was telling us, you want to kind of take your time when, and really, number one, be sure that the website you're on is somewhere that you want to be. So if you find yourself on a page like this, more likely than not, you probably just want to don't even mess with it. You can go back and look for a safer source to download whatever it is you're looking for. Or if you do find this is the only place to get it, make sure that what you're going to click on is not an advertisement, is not something trying to trick you, but is actually the download link. And then on this particular page, it's down towards the bottom where it says click here to start download from Sendspace. So it's not any of the big simple buttons, it's actually a little tiny one. So that gives you kind of a clue that this site, is making things a little more difficult for you, might not be the best source. So that's just one example. All right. And then I guess we will get into the Q&A now. So the first question I see, and I'm not 100% sure of the answer, but maybe Cassandra will have a better idea. But the question is about actually phone calls. So if I make a phone call to a business and I'm certain that I've dialed the number correctly, sometimes I've gotten a different company than I thought I was reaching, and they're asking me to make a purchase or something that I'm not expecting. So I can think of a couple of possibilities, but Cassandra, I'll let you take the first crack at that one.
Well, that sounds weird if it's an operator answering from a different company. So that would be my first, like, this is weird. And then if they're asking for a purchase, okay, that I would definitely like just hang up there. And the first thing I would do is make sure I have the correct phone number. And I would go, even if like, let's say, sometimes you have to fix something. So you call them and you're talking to someone and they give you a number to call back. Even if I confirm that that's the number they gave me, my answer to almost everything is Google, to be honest. I would go to Google, try to find their official website and try to find either a different number or confirmation of that same number that I use. So I would go to their website and find an about us, contact us. If it's the same one on there, then maybe I would try one more time to call. But I would maybe email them if I really need to talk to them. And then if I can't access a person without having to purchase something, because that's really weird. There's no reason for that. I would email them and say, hey, I need to, talk to someone about this. I tried this number. It's on your website, or someone confirmed it and gave this to me. And, I got this result. Is there a different one, or is there a reason for this? But yeah, definitely don't put in that information.
All right, perfect. That was more or less the answer I was thinking of. So we can move on to the next question. Next question is, should I or should I not unsubscribe from spam emails? Does it work, or does it just confirm that I'm reading their emails?
I have given up on unsubscribing from spam emails and so I haven't done it in a long time, so I don't know if it's still applies or not. But yeah, I used to unsubscribe from them, but I would just still keep getting a bunch, and that could be for different reasons. So there was one tip that I forgot to give, but I could fit it in here. So I have two separate email accounts. I have a Gmail that I use I call it my more professional email account that I use for anything that's school related. I use it for anything that's work related, for my medical accounts, and anything like that. Whenever I'm shopping online, I never put in my Gmail address. I use my Outlook, which is what I showed you guys today. And one thing that I noticed is that I have a lot less, I have like very little to none spam emails or scam emails on my Gmail. And so I think is that, these places where I'm ordering online, I believe they probably sell my email to a bunch of places. And that's how we get these like huge amount of emails of spam being sent. And that's why I think unsubscribing from one isn't really going to do anything because especially if you're buying online, frequently, you'll just keep getting more. So in reality, what works is marking them as junk or marking them as spam, and that your email account, your artificial intelligence on your email account will do all the work. And you just have to do it. So the more I mark them, I rarely get any spam or scam emails, all that junk. I rarely get any in my inbox. As you could see, it was like 800 on my junk folder. So I would just mark them as junk or spam.
Perfect.